Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are still here at the 2025 edition of the LA Auto Show, and of course, we had to stop by the Subaru booth. Lori wanted to look at the dogs, but I wanted to look at this. This is it. This is a 2026 Subaru WRX. This is part of what's known as the Series Yellow edition. But before we get into this Twinkie colored rally vehicle, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Subaru WRX, it has been that vehicle to really carry the torch for performance when it comes to this iconic Japanese brand. Here in the United States, it's been a lot about their SUVs, the Forester, obviously the Outback, the Crosstrek, and then of course the expansion of their EVs. But the WRX is still here. Now what's fascinating is that thousands of miles away, in the land of the rising sun, at the Tokyo Auto Show, they unveiled the concept for the next, what could be, STI. Much different than the WRX because it sits on the same platform as the Impreza. And really that's what makes sense, is that to have a WRX or an STI, it needs to come from an Impreza, because since day one, 1990s, it's actually 1994 when the Subaru Impreza was born. Now, what I want to find out is, there's a lot of new players in this compact performance car segment, the GR Corolla. Of course, you have the Elantra N, the Civic Si and Type R. Should you be going with one of these Series Yellow editions? Why don't we go ahead, let's dive into this one and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, that bright yellow really fits the attitude of the current generation WRX. And it's fascinating because this is the first time since basically that 2002 WRX where we have some type of shade of yellow. Now, the front of the business, you're still gonna get the same WRX look. So you're getting your LED projector beam headlight, LED daytime running lamps, and turn signals. Down below, you do have the LED fog lamps, and I have to zonk the fake vent. But you do have some nice flat black aero. Now, one of the things I know with this generation of the WRX has been the cladding, and unfortunately, the cladding is still there. It would have been nice on this special edition, since they're just making 350 of them, if everything was body color. If you go across the big old Pacific Ocean, you would notice that that new STI coming, everything's painted on it. So we'll have to wait and see, but still a lot of cladding. Now, as we come across the front grille, the WRX, the Series Yellow, is built on the TS spec trim. So what does TS mean? Tuned by STI. So on this particular one, the WRX badge has been blacked out. You're still gonna get that metallic black upper grille area with that iconic Subaru badge. So much history from WRC, from Rally America, and even over the Nürburgring during the 24 hours of the Nürburgring with the WRX STI. Now on the bottom portion, you do have the flat black lower grille opening and that flat black splitter that extends down. But like I said, the yellow is really bringing it to this vehicle. Now, as we rise up, just like any other WRX going back to 2002 here in the United States, you do have your top mounted intercooled 2.4 liter flat four turbocharged engine. So intercooler is still force fed by the hood scoop, no intercooler up front, and you're still getting that nice kind of aggressive style, especially with the Series Yellow. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with wheel and tire? On the Series Yellow, you're gonna get these satin black wheels, nice V-spoke design, and because this is a TS, you are getting those ginormous copper bronze colored 6-piston Brembo calipers, 2-piece rotors that are cross-drilled, and of course, fully ventilated, and you're getting those stickier Bridgestone Potenza tires, the S007s. Now, because the Series Yellow is based on the TS, what else is special to the TS? The tuned STI suspension. So that's where TS tuned by STI. The suspension, all four corners specifically tuned. And this TS, remember, has the electronic dampers as well, which is a nice touch. The one zonk that I still have is that flat black cladding. I really feel like on Series Yellow, they should have put that nice, beautiful yellow all over the cladding. And of course, we still have Subaru's signature all-wheel drive system. And with the required transmission, that 6-speed manual with that flat 4 turbocharged engine. Now coming down the side, you're gonna get metallic black on your mirror caps. Works well with that bumblebee theme. No sunroof, I'm okay with that because when you cut a hole in the roof, it's gonna hurt your rigidity. From the side, you have those proportions of a compact sedan. Like the way the black matches nicely with the bumblebee theme. And you also have the yellow on your door handles. Now coming towards the rear, we do have that symmetrical all-wheel drive that will keep you planted, and the TS has this metallic trunklet spoiler, full LED lighting, just like up front, and then I like the way they black out all the badging. The WRX, there's our TS badge, and then working our way down to ground level, you have your quad tip exhaust with a large unpainted rear bumper area. This is another zonk. I feel like this car should come with the STI catback system that is actually in the catalog of Subaru performance parts. That would have been a nice touch. But we talked about the exterior. This is one of 350. Let's get to the interior and see what this very special WRX brings. All right, guys, we're inside this one of just 350 Series Yellow WRXs. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been waiting for a yellow WRX. I had a WRX before. I had it wrapped yellow because I couldn't get it in that color. How much is it though? No official pricing yet, but because it's based off a TS, you could expect to see it be right around that mid $40,000 range. I hope they don't push it to 50. I think that would be too much money for this car. That's just me. And remember, I still have my 2018 STI Type RA. So I'm all about these all-wheel drive Subarus. And from my experience, I could really kind of share quite a bit on the actual driving performance. And if you haven't seen us drive ACH, Angeles Crest Highway, I will leave the review of a WRX TS that we did in California at the end of this one. But let's see what this Series Yellow brings for the green to the door panels. What you're gonna find are some of those yellow touches. So you're gonna get that yellow contrast stitching, nice little pop, nothing too much, nothing too little, some Alcantara. The faux carbon fiber I could do without, so that's a zonk, but I don't know why they forgot to put yellow stitching on the armrest. What's up with that? That's just black stitching. Armrest is soft, I would just like to have the yellow stitching. And then that door pocket is a little on the tight side, so maybe one PB&J and a large chocolate milk to wash it down. You do get the Harman Kardon sound system. And then going from the door panel to the dash, we do have more yellow. So there's our yellow stitching up top. I like the Alcantara, the soft touch material. Even this dark gray titanium color is nice. Now, as you slide in, you're still gonna get your 11.6-inch infotainment system screen. Obviously, we're at the auto show. I can't turn it on, and people remove the knobs so that people don't steal them. This one doesn't come off. The tuning knob doesn't come off. But obviously they pulled that one off so somebody doesn't steal it. Down below, you do have a 12-volt, a aux jack, USB-C, and a USB-A. We have our STI bright red power on button. Fire off that 4-cylinder turbo, flat 4. And then you have your Twinkie box where you could put up to 8 Twinkies, which are the same color as this Series Yellow. More of that stitching. And then this is where the magic happens. Now remember, they took the shift knob off so somebody doesn't take it home as a souvenir, but you have that 6-speed, nice short throws, crisp engagement, and TSs only come with manual. So if you don't know how to drive a manual, either you're gonna learn or you're not gonna buy a Series Yellow. It's that simple. Mechanical e-brake, you got a place for some Jolly Ranchers, 2 cup holders, soft touch, where's my yellow stitching? There's another zonk. Lift it up, you got a 12-volt and enough room in there, I would say, for about 4 bags of those small bags of Fritos that you could squeeze in there. And then the seats. I wish my 2018 Type RA had these seats. The red WRX embroidery, the TS embroidery, the Recaro, nice bolstering with the yellow stitching, and you'll notice through the perforations, the yellow that shows through the Alcantara. That's a nice touch. Standard mechanical controls for your seats, for the passenger and the driver's seat. TS does not come with a sunroof. And the other thing that's missing is just something so simple. Why doesn't it have a number plate somewhere to let somebody know what it is and what number it is, like my STI Type RA has. I have car number 55 out of 500. I would like to know what number this is, but I don't. And I can't know because there's no plaque. But why don't you come over here? I want to show you what's going on behind the wheel that's new for 2026 in this WRX. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. As you come in, you'll notice the pedal box, one of the best pedal boxes in all of the modern automotive industry. Aluminum clutch, brake, and throttle. And the way that they place the throttle with the brake pedal, you could easily do your heel-toe downshifting. And I like the fact that you have a matching aluminum dead pedal. You do get power seats, 8-way adjustable seats for the passenger. And the one thing that I love about these Recaros is that they're unique to the WRX. If you look at my STI Type RA, it says Recaro, but the bottoms were just standard STI bottoms. This is unique, and the bolstering is really nice for that lateral holding. Steering wheel, same story. Where's my yellow stitching? It would have been nice if you put yellow stitching on the seats. Give me some yellow stitching on the wheel. Flat black on the switchgear. You do have a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then remember, they have moved away from analog gauges and you now have a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Obviously, I can't fire it up because we're sitting here at the auto show. But let's get in the back seat and see if the WRX rear seat is usable for your fans. All right, guys, back seat time. The good news is on this Series Yellow, you do get the yellow stitching just like up front. And I like the fact that they did the yellow through the perforations in the Alcantara style material. Large pockets, you could easily get 2 bags, 1-pound bags of Twizzlers back there. You do have a USB-C and a USB-A, no AC vents in the rear. And then the seats, like I said, are comfortable. I'm 6 feet tall, not touching the headliner. And then of course, if I move the seatbelt out of the way, you get a super soft armrest with 2 cup holders. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the trunk and see how usable this WRX is. All right, guys, time to get in the trunk. The one thing about the trunk is that you have to have power to release the trunk, which obviously they cut the power to the car so that it doesn't move. So unfortunately, I can't show you inside the trunk, but the good news is if you watch the review of the TS, the WRX TS at the end of this review, I showed the trunk off. And what's great about the trunks in a WRX is that they actually provide you enough space to where if you're going to do your track day, if you're going to do your autocross event, you could put spares in there, a jack stands, all those goodies so that you don't have to have another vehicle to haul all that stuff. And I think that's the beauty still behind the WRX is it's usable. It's usable everyday fun driving performance. But when it comes down to the Series Yellow, what do you think? Like I said, 1 of 350. Is this the one that you should snag up and add to your garage? Let me know down in that comment section how you feel about it. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Got to give it up to Lori. She's working the camera, she's doing the magic, and she's making things happen. So thank you, Lori, for all that you're doing. Just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.